Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by our little spot to hang out with us today. Your support helps us reach good people like yourself. So with that said, can ignoring your feelings be dangerous? This is a question that might make you pause because in our world, we're often told to just move on, stay strong, or don't let your emotions get the best of you. But what if this advice is actually steering us in the wrong direction? What if by ignoring our feelings, we're not just avoiding discomfort, but actually putting ourselves at risk? Let's start with a simple truth. Emotions are not random. They're signals, messengers from our mind and body that something needs attention. When we feel sadness, anger, fear, or even joy, it's our internal system's way of saying, hey, something important is happening here. But when we ignore these signals, what happens? First, let's look at the brain. When you suppress your emotions, meaning you consciously push them away or pretend they're not there, you're asking your brain to do extra work. The prefrontal cortex, which helps with decision-making and self-control, has to keep those feelings in check. That's like running several heavy programs on your computer at once. Eventually, things slow down, or worse, crash. Psychologists call this cognitive load. It's mental strain that can make it harder to focus, remember things, or even enjoy life. But it doesn't stop there. Suppressing emotions activates your body's stress response. The sympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the fight or flight reaction, gets stuck in overdrive. Imagine living every day with your foot hovering over the gas pedal. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, and stress hormones like cortisol flood your system. Over time, this leads to chronic stress, even if you don't feel stressed out in the traditional sense. Why is this dangerous? Because chronic stress isn't just uncomfortable, it's harmful. Studies show that people who regularly suppress their emotions are at higher risk for anxiety, depression, and even physical illnesses. When you ignore your feelings, you're not solving the underlying problem. You're just covering it up, letting it fester beneath the surface. Think of emotions like warning lights on your car's dashboard. If your check engine light comes on, you wouldn't just cover it with a sticker and keep driving, right? You'd want to know what's wrong so you can fix it before it leads to a breakdown. But when we ignore our feelings, that's exactly what we're doing, covering up the warning signs and hoping for the best. Over time, suppressed emotions don't just disappear, they build up, gaining strength. That anger you swallowed last week? It's still there, simmering. That sadness you brushed aside? It's waiting for a chance to be heard. Eventually, these bottled up feelings can explode in unexpected ways. Maybe you snap at a loved one over something small, or you find yourself overwhelmed by anxiety with no clear cause. The physical consequences can be just as serious. Chronic emotional suppression is linked to higher rates of heart disease, high blood pressure, and weaker immune function. Your body literally pays the price for avoiding your feelings. Research has shown that people who habitually suppress emotions have higher levels of inflammation in their bodies, which is associated with a range of chronic illnesses. But perhaps the most subtle danger is how ignoring your feelings affects your relationships and your sense of self. Emotions are information. They tell us what we value, what we need, and where our boundaries are. When you ignore your feelings, you lose touch with these essential parts of yourself. You might stay in situations that aren't right for you, accept treatment that's unfair, or pursue goals that don't actually make you happy. Ignoring your feelings also weakens your intuition. That gut feeling you sometimes get, that's emotional intelligence at work. When you consistently push your feelings aside, you lose access to this internal guidance system. You might make decisions that seem logical on the surface, but don't actually fulfill you. So what's the alternative? It's not about letting emotions run the show or reacting impulsively to every feeling. It's about developing emotional intelligence, learning to notice, understand, and respond to your emotions in a healthy way. Start by practicing awareness. When you feel something, anything, pause and acknowledge it. You don't have to judge it or act on it right away. Just notice it. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to tell me? Treat your emotions as messengers, not problems to be solved. Mindfulness can help here. Take a few deep breaths and simply allow yourself to feel whatever is present without trying to change it. Often, emotions just want to be acknowledged before they move on. Self-compassion is also key. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling a certain way, Offer yourself the same kindness you'd give a friend. Remind yourself that all emotions, even the uncomfortable ones, are a normal part of being human. Journaling can be a powerful tool as well. Writing about your feelings helps you process them in a safe, private way. It can reveal patterns and triggers you might not notice otherwise, and it gives your emotions a healthy outlet. Remember, feeling your emotions doesn't make you weak. In fact, it takes courage to face uncomfortable feelings rather than running from them. The goal isn't to get rid of negative emotions, but to develop a healthy relationship with all of your feelings. They're part of your internal compass, guiding you toward what matters most. So can ignoring your feelings be dangerous? Absolutely. Suppressing emotions can harm your mind, your body, your relationships, and your sense of self. But by learning to listen to your feelings, you can turn them from enemies into allies, guiding you toward a more authentic, balanced, and fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe. I have more videos, so feel free to watch them as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you. See you in the next video.